Nice to see you, brother.
Hey, thanks very much for taking the time to join us today. Really do appreciate it.
Absolutely, man. My pleasure.
So, big fight coming up, obviously, but I want to start a little bit before that. You know, the end of your UFC run obviously didn't go the way you wanted, and then you turn things right around. Three straight wins. What's kind of been key to that success?
I think the mindset, I changed my mindset, the approach to the fight. Uh, I know now I have to do it every time I step in the cage, maybe the last one. So I want to make sure I have fun and it's a do or die. My UFC career, I was too concerned to not losing. I was thinking that it was a job or I get comfortable, and I end up fighting to not lose, and I lost two fight by decision. The last one, it is what it is. I got knocked out, but I show up to fight. But the decision lost, uh, I th- I could do more. Those two decisions I was it's still hunting me. Now I don't want to lose by decision anymore. If I have to get knocked out, I will get. And now my style changed. I'm going forward, and I'm fight to win.
Love to hear it. You spoke to Alex from our site just over a year ago, and one of the things you mentioned at the time was that you had quit your day job. You had been training full time. Is that still the case going into the PFL?
Yes, that's another thing that I changed too. It was so much Plan B. When I was UFC, I still was working in the school system. I still was doing different things. It was like if this doesn't go right, I have always this thing. Now I don't have anymore. Now it's like I have to be successful. This is my life. If I don't be successful, I don't eat. So I now this is all I do is fighting.
Wow, fantastic motivation, especially coming into a new promotion. Um, One thing I want to ask before we get to that, though, you had the CES fight, and you'd fought there before, so I don't think that was a huge surprise. And then you went to Eagle MMA, and things were looking good. And you go into the JDS fight, obviously a huge name, former UFC champion. You get the win, but he hurt himself in the fight. Does that kind of take the wind out of the sails when something like that happens?
I mean, for so long I was choosing this. I mean, I didn't really win, but in the end of the day, when two men sign a contract, we sign a contract for the one who walk out healthy is the winner. I did my job. I make way. I show up and I fight. I didn't fight to not just lose. I fight to win. I was there in every punch and every kick, and he's the one to get injured. I don't know why he get injured. That's his problem, but he get injured punching me. So there's the win. I was the healthy man. I was the one who walked out with my hand raised, and there's a win. But I mean, it's always there. I always have to prove again, and so like I say, I offered him a rematch, and if he sign with PFL, we can do it again.
Well, good to hear. And I think that's an interesting way to look at it. I mean, you're right. You show up, you sign to fight, you come in healthy, and you do your job, you get the win. Pretty straightforward. The other thing I want to ask you about the Eagle FC situation, what happened? I mean, we've heard a lot. They've just seemed to have kind of disappeared. They were doing so well, and now they're gone. What did you hear from the promotion?
I think it's because of the war going on in Russia, so they get a distinction. They can't really do show in US or outside of Russia, so they still doing show, but I think they can transfer money outside of Russia. So now it's hard for us that live here. We had to either go fight in Russia, or they have to let us go. I think they let most of us, the US guy, that they let us go because they can't do show outside Russia.
Gotcha. Well, you've now got a new home in the PFL. Was this something that was on the radar already? Were you thinking that this would be a good spot for you to land?
Absolutely, man. I like the format. I like knowing that I have to fight every 8 weeks. I like to know who is who. And they actually, after they got cut from UFC, they offered me twice two short notice fight. But me and my manager we didn't think it was a good idea. Get cut from a high level promotion, then go to another high level. I needed a time to rebuild myself, and now is the right time. And I'm looking forward, man. I'm excited to be in PFL.
You talk about the format. There is the schedule, knowing when you're going to fight and knowing who you're going to fight. There's also the points factor. And I'm wondering if this plays into your hand a little. 7 of your 9 wins came inside the distance, and this is a format where a knockout or a submission get you more points, get you into the playoffs, maybe get you a better season. So does that kind of work in your favor?
I love it. Yeah, that's the way I fight and the way I plan on fight, especially for PFL. And I'm gonna looking forward. I'm fighting to finish the fight in 5 minutes. You know, it is what it is. We are heavyweight, and I think that what make heavyweight excited is the knockout. So if whatever time to fight me, they know that we're gonna exchange and we're gonna bang. Uh, and that's I love that. That's perfect for me.
Well, who did sign to fight you right out of the gate is the champion from last year in Ante Delija. I mean, first of all, what was your reaction to landing that and the main event on this card?
Man, I mean, I tell people all the time, I don't really say no to fight. I say yes to this fight with 2 seconds. My manager called me, say, we got opponent, April 7, Ante Delija. I said, who's there? He said, the champion. I said, yes. If you want to go from one promotion to other promotion, you should fight the best guy. Front door, fight the best guy. And I want to show that I'm not here to be just one more guy. I'm here to stay. Love the fight. I love the matchup. And I can't wait to put on show April 7th.
Well, I love that you had to say, who's that? I'm assuming you've now watched a bit of tape. What are your thoughts on what he brings to the table?
A lot of experience, durable guy. He's very good on do basic thing. He keep his punch straight. He got good wrestling. He mixed it up the strike with the wrestling. A big tall guy. I mean, I'm shorter than everybody, so he's definitely tough. I fought guys like that before. Everybody I fought is bigger than me. I fought good wrestling before. I fought good striker before. But he got something. You know, when you become a champion, there's something that come with you. I believe he's gonna be very confident. I believe he's gonna come. He's gonna come to me, and I'm not backing out too. So I'm gonna go to him.
Well, he's definitely going to have that confidence winning the title last year and then going to the finals the year before. You've been working with another champion in training in Jon Jones. What has that been like?
Great man. The man is when it comes to MMA, he is the god of MMA. Man. His fight IQ is different. He worked hard, even though with his fight IQ, super strong, very smart. He's very smart and he have a lot to offer for this game. And I'm just feel blessed to share the mat with him.
What did you think of his performance against Ciryl Gane? It was, just under 2 weeks ago, and it obviously got a lot of attention, a huge comeback.
Yeah, we knew that if he get his hands on Ciryl, it would be done. I didn't know it would be that quick. You know, Ciryl again just proved that he had no wrestling defense, no groundwork at all. But we knew that the full work was there, everything was there. But Jon just mauled him. It was. I saw him. I tell people all the time. I was one of the smallest guy in the camp, and I'm 285. So he was tossing guys around at 300, 310, 320, and Jon was tossing guys around like nothing. Submitting and taking guys down. We knew that if he got his hands on Ciryl, it would be done.
And is Jon working with you for your camp for this fight coming up? And who else have you been working with?
No, I'm back home right now. I was supposed to go back to Albuquerque, but now I'm stay home. I was almost 2 months out, and I need to be with my daughter right now. It's only 4 weeks, but John's gonna be there in Vegas. So, uh, and then we're gonna go right back to the camp because I think he got a fight coming up in July. But for this one, I'm just finishing here at home.
Well, fantastic. Looking forward to it. I think it might just let something slip that Jon Jones is going to fight in July, and I think we all know. We
I
know
didn't.
that's going to be Stipe International Fight Week, but no worries. That's an open secret. Don't worry about it. One thing I got to ask you about. You have the coolest nickname in fighting, I think, the Mad Titan.
You're
I mean,
mad.
that sounds like the end boss in a video game or something in a movie. How do you get the nickname the Mad Titan?
My coach, when I was fighting local, every time I touched the guys, I had like four knockouts. Like it would be burn right hand, go to sleep. My coach thought it was funny. He said, "Do you have that touch? So you're the Mad Titan," and I love it. It's sticking. People love it too. So I love it, and I'm a big fan of Thanos. So I could show you right now. Give me 1 second.
Ha ha! There we go.
I got a bunch of this, dude. A bunch of this thing right here. I'm a big fan of Thanos.
There we go. We just got to get you the glove with the Infinity Stones. Michael Venom Page did that back in the day. He brought that glove
Yeah,
into the ring, right?
yeah, yeah.
There we
Big
go.
fan.
Snap your fingers, half the opponents disappear. Big season coming up. Obviously, you want to go all the way. I've talked to a number of fighters about the format in the PFL. I've been covering them for years. And one of the factors with a tournament is you got to stay healthy. Does it change anything for you in terms of your prep, knowing that, hey, if you get hurt, you lose out on a chance at $1 million. So you got to make sure you show up to every fight. How does that change things?
It changed big thing because like back home here we like to spar. I like to spar twice a week, and we're really sparring heavy. So my coach already shut that sparring down. We're not sparring heavy anymore because imagine you fighting Friday and you have to fight another 6 7 weeks later. So there's no hard sparring anymore. We do a lot of drills. I have to take care of my nutrition because I know I'm gonna get heavy too. Like after a fight, I will eat my way to almost 290 pounds. I can't do that anymore, so I have to take care of my healthy. I have to do a lot of strength and conditioning training now, keep my weight down, and last physical contact. When I say physically, the hard sparring, we still drilling, but I can still go hard in wrestling and jiu-jitsu, but kickboxing, we have to really watch out and bring it down a little bit. But I still don't know how I'm going to feel after the fight because I don't want to take that time off to recover, to come back again. Now I don't know how I'm gonna feel it, but I'm I'm gonna ask guys that've been there before. I'm gonna see if they have any advice, and I'm looking forward to it, man. But I like the idea to fight every 8 weeks. I know you're gonna have a check every 2 weeks. You got a stability financial, and I'm looking forward to do 4 fights this year.
Absolutely. One thing that's changed in the format, in some of the early seasons, they did the two fights in a night for the playoffs. They haven't been doing that. Would that have been something you would have wanted to do, or do you prefer it spread out?
Yeah, I prefer spread out, man. You have to fight. Imagine you have to fight two killers on the same night. And if you don't knock them out, you go 15 minutes with one, you have to do another 15 minutes. I think that's hard. Back in the day, they used to do that. Those guys was warriors, but I like this way better than two fights in the same night.
Fair enough, man. Well, Jorgen, appreciate the time today. I'm going to ask you one more before I let you go. Just give us a prediction for this fight. How do you see it playing out?
In the perfect world, I will just knock him out in the first round. But I know that the man is a champion, is very durable. Gonna take more than one to finish him. So I expect three rounds of war. And I'm gonna throw everything with a bad intention.
Absolutely love it. Looking forward to this one. Going to be killer. Jorgen, best of luck in the fight, man.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it.
Have a good one.